To running for resilience. Have we got anyone new here? Hands up, any newbies?
Me.
Well, welcome to Dylan, we've got John. So for those of you who don't know, Running for Resilience was started to save lives from suicide. And if you or anyone you know is doing it tough, we believe the best thing you can do is to be active with friends and just keep moving. Now tonight, very special guest, obviously, a man who needs no introduction, but I will give him just a really quick one. He's won 15 men's singles Grand Slam titles. In tennis, 2016 Paralympian of the Year and 2022 Australian of the Year. And I think more importantly, he's become more of a symbol of not letting bad luck get in the way of having a great life. So round of applause, Dylan Alcott.
G'day everyone. First I want to say, how bloody awesome is this? I'm from Melbourne and no, I'm serious, like to all come together and run for a good cause, look after your physical and your mental health and knock a few beers down later and a few travellers. Fucking sign me up, right?
Everything you need, nothing you don't, eh? And just before we rip into the questions, can we just get a big round of applause to the team from Travel that made tonight possible? Georgie Hatfield, round of applause. To the only Kiwi to never get an All Black child, Dave Jamison. Round of applause. Thank you, Georgie and Kiwi. Huge thanks. So, all right, Dill. Firstly, how's retirement going, mate? What are you up to? And just as on a personal level, you know, how do you go about replacing the excitement from being on centre court now you're retired?
Yeah, I'm very, very washed up, put it that way. I have not hit a tennis ball since my last tennis match, not one. And not in a bad way. I love tennis, but just enjoying doing some other stuff. You know, I was playing tennis, but I was also doing a lot of other things. We've got a disability consulting firm called GSA Foundation, which has a really shit name, the Dylan Alcott Foundation. We're in a rush. We support young people with disability achieving their dreams in education, in employment, in sport, whatever it is. You know, a bit of TV work, I've been doing some acting, which is cool. I'm in a show called Bump on Stan. Anyone seen Bump? Comes out on Boxing Day, so I'm in the new season of Bump, which is really, really cool, and doing some other stuff, like obviously involved in Traveller and things like that, and mate, my life's exciting, and you know, even in the introduction, my disability is actually my good luck. I love my life. I'm proud of my disability. Haven't always been, I'm sure we'll get into it, but mate, I'm the luckiest person on this dock right now to be living the life that I live and just trying to find always ways to innovate and support my community of people with disability, whatever that is, you know, break down barriers, change perceptions so all people with disability have the same choices that I've had in my life, and that's why I get out of bed every day, mate.
Well, I want to skip straight to this question because, mate, you already... Like that mindset's something I reckon is really rare, and I think that's why a lot of people look up to you. So we're lucky to have Michael Milton here as well earlier. You know, I'm really fortunate to say I'm friends with one of the most inspirational people I've ever seen. Trying to run up Red Hill with him, and he flies up on his crutches. But
fastest man on one leg on skis. If you don't know who that is, dude is a maniac. Yeah.
So yeah, Michael's joined us back in the day. He's an OG, but mate, where does that mindset come from? That you had dealt a bad, well, you called it a good draw of cards, but like, where do you get that mindset from, mate?
Well, it's part innate, part learned. Just for context, I was born with a tumour wrapped around my spinal cord that was cut out when I was a couple of days old, and surgeons decided to remove the tumour in order to save my life, but in doing so, it damaged my spinal cord, which as a result left me a paraplegic. And early primary school, I didn't care less about my disability. I didn't even notice it, really. And I had a great supportive family. My brother Zach's here today. You know, they never treated me they cared for me, they loved me, but they never treated me any differently. They never wrapped me in cotton wool because I was different. However, early high school, I got bullied about my disability. I didn't want to be here anymore, to be honest. I really struggled with my mental health. And for those 2 years, I got called a cripple and a spastic, and I hate those words, and I started believing them. And for those 2 years, my biggest regret of my life was I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my family, my teachers, my friends, because I felt like a burden, and I felt like an embarrassment on them because of my disability. And then I realised once I started telling people about it, you know, for every one dickhead that gives you a hard time, there are 10,000 other legends that are worth your time. And for every one thing that I can't do, there are 10,000 other things that I can do. And I really practice that gratitude in everything that I do. I'm not saying I don't have bad days, we all have bad days, but, you know, look at the life that I live. And if I could walk, would have I won 15 Grand Slam singles titles? Would I have made #1 in the world? Would I be Australian of the Year? Would I have a beautiful partner who's a sexologist? Lucky me. No, probably not, right? And that is all part of who I am. right? My disability doesn't define me, but I am very proud that it is a part of me. And people often say to me, I don't even see you in a wheelchair. I'm like, I want you to see me in a wheelchair, because I am, and that's okay. It's okay to be different. And I'm lucky that I learned that at a young age, mate, and I guess I made it my purpose to educate people who don't know much about disability about it, but also to keep breaking down barriers so more people with disability can get out and do whatever the hell they want to do.
How good, A round of applause for that. So we already just sort of alluded to that, yeah, thanks to Traveller for making tonight possible, but so you're Team Traveller, the Doc's on Team Traveller. Mate, how did that come about, you getting involved, and why did you get involved?
Oh, it's because I'm a low-key pisshead as well, like, same as you.
Reform pissing.
Before, yeah.
My wife says something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mate, I love Australia. I really do. I'm so glad I'm born here. We've got some things to fix, obviously, but, we live in a beautiful country. Not many people get to travel the world for their job like I did, and then they go, oh, crap, I've got to go back to Australia. Like, we never say that. We're like, let's get home, because we live in a beautiful part of the world, and obviously I love drinking a beer, and one of my best mates is Andy Allen, who's one of the founders of the beer, and, we really want to take this to the world, because you travel around the world and everyone goes, oh, Australian beer, Foster's. It's made in Canada. It tastes like piss. Like no one likes it. And no offense to Foster's if you're in the house. But I'm really big on Australian made, Australian owned, Australian brand. Right? I'm really proud of that. We are proud of that. I know you are as well, mate. Our tagline is "Don't fence me in." It's a beer for everyone as well. And I'm different. And when I got asked to be involved, I was really pumped about it, and it's so great to see the Doc leading the way here in Canberra. And there are a lot of beers out there to choose. We understand that, but we just want to have that choice for you to choose something that is built on this country, using our country's land and our country's brand and things like that. And to have Andy and Trav and yourself and just good people involved as well. To be honest, I just did it because I just like the people involved as well. I love working with like-minded people who like having a crack, and there are a lot of big conglomerates out there, and we're just having a crack to play our role in that.
Yeah, good, eh? So before people starting to get itchy to get running, so we've just got a few final questions. So
everyone's loving it. Look at them.
Having a good time. We all good. We'll keep going.
We'll wrap it up, Alcott.
We'll get a few more, and then we'll go a couple of questions to the crowd. So just finally from us, we have a weekly newsletter called the R4R Rag, and we interview someone each week to sort of a way to get to know each other a bit better and learn people's stories. And if I think of 3 quick questions from it that we ask each person. So the first one is, when you could look back on the hardest moment of your life, is there anything you wish you could go back and tell yourself?
I tell myself to get a better haircut, because I had a shit one. And I would tell him to be proud of your difference. Every single person here is a different top on, different shoes, different haircut, different everything. Yet when you have an actual difference you can't change, we all shy away from it. So as soon as I lent into my difference, my disability, and I was proud of it, it normalised it for everybody else. So I just tell him to not worry about what you think people think of you, just be a good person, get out there and have a crack. It changed my life the second that I realised that.
Sing it to me, sister. Question 2. Which 3 people, dead or alive, would you want to go for a walk, run or roll with?
I like that. Walk, run or roll, was that for me?
Yeah, up to you.
Also, by the way, I say go for a run, just so I love educating people. I ran the half marathon the other day. Everyone's like, ran? I was like, I didn't run it, but like, it's just, I don't say, I'll roll and you walk and let's go to the shops. I'm like, let's just walk to the shops, for example. So I would go for a run. If I'm going for a run, I would pick one of my sporting heroes who I get to call a friend, Kathy Freeman, because she is a bona fide legend. I get called a legend a lot. I didn't have the pressure that she had on her shoulders when she won that gold medal and what she represented, so I'd pick Kathy Freeman. I'd pick Barack Obama, because I just like his vibe. I don't know why, but just how he speeches. And I'd pick you, because you'd supply the free beers.
First time ever. Hey, yeah, I'll bring the beers, all right. And finally, mate, what does resilience mean to you?
Resilience to me is being vulnerable enough to ask for help. We think we have to be these resilient, stoic legends who have all the answers all the time. That is a leadership trait of the past. Resilient people say, I'm not okay. Resilient people go, can you help me do this? And I mean that. I get called resilient, but I just have good people around me. I never say I say we won Wimbledon, we won Australian of the Year, and you might all roll your eyes, but it's not me. I do the easy part, which is be myself. string two words together and hit a tennis ball. But what about my tennis coach who didn't see his kids for 7 months because of COVID? That's much harder than what I did. You know, my brother looking after me for 32 years of my life, making sure I never missed out on anything. That's us. We did that, right? And being brave is not enduring it yourself. Being brave is going, can you give me a chop out here? Because I'm struggling, and I mean that. And when I regretted not doing it, but I'm glad I went through a tough time because it made me a better person, educated me, and I like sharing that with as many people as I can.
Resilience is the strength you draw from others. That should be the definition.
Well, that's an easier way than saying that's what I said.
Mate,
narrow it down to 4 words.
All right. 2 questions from the crowd. Anyone keen? 2 questions before we get a group photo and get running.
If you want to run, just say run.
Anyone? Question? Don't be shy. Going once.
I did bring some show and tell actually.
Yeah, question at the back. Just shout out.
Hey mate, what's your name? I like names. What's your name? Bailey, I'm Dylan. Good to meet you, brother. How are you?
Have you ever wanted to play Roger?
I've hit balls with Roger. He's pretty good. But I will tell you this. I played with Novak, Roger, and Nick in a wheelchair, and I kicked their ass. It's safe to say they kicked my ass when I was on my feet. Put it that way. So, you know what? The reason I've had cut through here in this country, around the world, is because people like Roger cared about me and wheelchair tennis. And if it's good enough for them, I realise it's good enough for everybody else. And that's why the reason you should watch Paralympic sport is not just because it's inspirational, warm and fuzzies. It's because it's elite and entertaining. And you give a return on investment to broadcasters, ticket holders, sponsors. And I learned that off pro tennis players coming up to me going, "G'day, Dill." And I'm like, "G'day, Rog." And they're like, wanting to learn and listen and things like that. So yeah, but yeah, he's pretty good. I do miss him. He's my GOAT. Because the GOAT isn't the one who wins the most tournaments to me. It's who meant the most to the sport. And he was a pretty special man. Yeah.
All right, last question before we get a photo and get trotting. Anyone? Going once. Going twice.
I did bring a bit of show and tell because I had another talk this morning. I thought the winner of the run can get this. What do you reckon? It's one of my bloody gold medals.
There you go.
You get it. You can keep it for 10 minutes. But whoever gets back first can get this. Also, I'm sticking around afterwards. We'll have a travel together, take photos. As you can tell, pretty relaxed customer. So please come up and say good day. But as I said, awesome cause, awesome night. Really appreciate you having me here. So thanks so much.
Do you want to take a selfie? Let's get a selfie with everyone and spin around and we'll get everyone going. Yeah, jam in everyone. Everyone get in real tight, nice and close. Don't be shy.